What is happening, everybody? Thanks for joining us tonight. Just me, actually, but still us, Imperial Pulls, on this lovely Sunday evening. You'll notice I am by myself tonight. Brian is out gallivanting, I believe, just enjoying things around town. So I'll be doing this by myself. Part of the reason Brian isn't here is I'm feeling a little under the weather today, and I told him to take the night off. In honor of our usual tradition, tonight's episode is brought to you by water. Brian, I'm sad that you're not here to give me an excuse to have a drink, but it is what it is. So tonight we're going to do a game that I'm not really all that familiar with. It's Force of Will. Brian is here in spirit. We appreciate that. But there will be no spirits, just water. It's just going to be that way. Let's grab some cards here. So tonight we're going to do Force of Will. I've got a booster box here from the 7th, which is August 2021 is when this was released. And the way that Force of Will does their sets is they do them in clusters. So this was the Saga cluster. This was the 4th set in the Saga culture, and it was the last set in the culture as well, or in the cluster rather. In this set, they introduced the Ogre race, and of course there's support for the other characters and resonators that are in the set. Let's just pull up here the set breakdown, because we've got 36 packs in the box. There are 10 cards per pack and 97 cards in total. You've got 7 rulers, 5 Marvel rares, 15 super rares, 29 rares, 41 normals. And there's also going to be a promo card inside here. In each pack, you get 10 cards, so 6 normals, rare, super rare, or Marvel rare, 1 foil, 1 basic magic stone, and 1 token. So a little bit of information on that is your magic stones are basically your resources or your energy in this game. And you'll see as we open up some of the cards that on the top left, it'll tell you how expensive the card is to use. Based on the color of the stone, you'll have to pay some specific stones, specific colors, and then general kind of cost that goes along with it. But let's switch over and open up some cards. There we go. So here's our booster box, Force of Will. Let's take a look and see what we can pull. Now, Brian, I don't know that you have, but you or anybody else that stops by, have you played Force of Will before, or have you seen these cards? I've seen some of the other sets, and while I'm not necessarily a big anime person, the only word I can really describe this artwork is majestic. It's really, really detailed and intricate, and you'll see as we get into some of them, and we'll see what we can pull out. So in other games, you've got your champions or your heroes. This game, they're called rulers, and let's take a peek. And our promo is right here. What do we have? We have Electo, Unstoppable Fury. Like just the detail in this. And this one is a holo, and I can't quite read the rarity on the bottom. But let's see what we pull in the regular set. Brian, you've never played it, but it does look cool. I agree. Bear with me a moment while we take these out. All right. Brian's not here with his knife, so I have to do this by hand. Ooh, they're a very textured card. They're unlike any of the other TCGs that I've seen before. I don't know how else to describe it. The front is a smooth kind of finish. But the back, which we'll take a look at as well, that's one thing that we like to do, is check out the backs of some of the cards. Don't forget to check the backs. Yes, Brian. Force of Will. Oh, so they've got a really cool spot varnish. That's kind of neat. I don't think I've seen that on any of the cards we've opened so far on our channel. All right. Hand of the Void. So I mentioned earlier the cost. So there's 1 yellow and 0 general, so it's just the 1 to play it. Phantasmal Fiend. Cradle of Biting Frost. Wall of Terror. Look at that. I think most of this episode is just going to be looking at the art. Yes, Brian. Force of Will is bringing sexy back. Cradle of Silent Earth. Black Rain. Avatar of the Will of Amadeus. So we've got our 2 yellow and 1 general. Ooh, look at this foil here. We have a, what is a JR? Something rare. This is a Stemma. Wow. The color and quality of these cards is really fantastic. Darkness Magic Stone, so that's one of your stones there. And we have Flying, one of the angels. I don't know that I love the feel of these cards. I know that they're very different. I love the visual of the back, but the feel, I guess if they were sleeved, they would be all right. But they just feel a little bit strange. Actually, I want to I'll show you the packaging too. Like, their art game is on point. So we've got a few viewers here. If you're in here, say hello. Brian, I don't know if flimsy is the right word, but they don't feel, I don't know. They feel a little bit unnatural in the hand. And maybe it's because I'm getting old as well. Brian, you have the glasses to prove it. I'm having a hard time with some of the titles, but I won't tell anybody that. Cradle of Fleeting Hope. Starving Dragon. Guide to the Center of the Demonic World. Hand of the Void. Imaginary Dragon. Sorry, no, Imaginary Dagon. The Graveyard of Amadeus. Charlotte, Inheritor of the Seventh Power. Our normal rare is Demon of Explosions. There's your shiny. We have a Fire Magic Stone. And there's our last card there, our life point, so it's a token. I mean, they are, Brian, a little bit thinner than most of the cards that we've opened on the channel. There, then you have to look at a plain old desk. Castle of Estima. Prideful Mage. Table Manners. Belial's Hymn. Cradle of Scorching Heat. Castle of Carlina. Carlina, is that what we've got there? Yeah. Oh, man. I just really, really dig the artwork in this set. If you watched last week's episode, We got to talk about some old Magic stuff that I had, and Magic was something I collected because of the artwork. And I could see this being one of those sets too, that just the artwork is what brings you in. Imaginary Dagon. There's the shiny in this pack. Wind Magic Stone. And there's our token. Brian, do the artists or do the cards list the artist name? They do. As let's see here, Sawaga Abuka did that one. Psycho Takaki looked after this art. Some really amazing stuff. We're only 3 packs in, and already I'm feeling like I could just take my time and look through all these. Oh, what's going on there? Prideful Mermaid. Graveyard Keeper of the Demonic World. Attendant of Asmodeus. Demon of Explosions. A Voice from the Void. Astana's Wrath. The Gate in the Center of the Demonic World. Megara Jealous Fury. Look at the hair on that. And so down here, you've got their attack and defense numbers. Some of the cards may have it on the side, depending on what they are. We have Phantasmal Friend, Cradle of Biting Frost, Wall of Terror again, Castle of Belial, Swarming Cthulhu, Belial's Messenger. Wow. Mermaid of the Despairing Voice. We have a Alecto Unstoppable Fury in the foil. Our stone is a white magic stone and a will coin. Castle of Beatrice. Beatrice's Curse. It's interesting because you go from very, very mystical to very anime kind of illustrative, and it all just works so well. So in the game, I'm just noticing here, so we've got Chant. You've got your rulers, who are basically your heroes or your champions. Resonators are your main field characters. The additions are basically modifiers to what you're playing. You've got chants, which are spells, and then, as mentioned before, your magic stones are the energy and the resource that you have to use to play. Fallen Angel of the Mark, the Mimicking Beast, Fallen Angel at Dusk. Oh, goodness. Selective Decapitation. Sky Ruler of the Demonic World. Oh. Amadeus Holy Crystal. That's your shiny in the set. There's a Darkness Magic Stone and token. Belial's Hymn, Cradle of Biting Frost, the Mimicking Beast, Graveyard Keeper of the Demonic World, Castle of Carolina, Selective Decapitation, Corpse Eater Dragon. Zach, have you played before, or is this your first time seeing Force of Will? There's Demon of Pride and Greed. This guy. White Magic Stone on the big turtle. And there's a will coin. Part of the reason we love doing this channel too, Will, Zach, is that we get to see so many cards for the first time in different sets, in different playing formats that are really kind of interesting to us as well as collectors, as players, as a graphic designer. I can really appreciate some of the design elements. Invisible Terror. Brian, to your point about the Cthulhu. Raging Ogre. So I mentioned this set is the set that introduced ogres to the game. Castle of Asmodeus. Cradle on Silent Earth. Cradle on Scorching Heat. Cradle of Crippling Despair. Lots of cradles in this set, in this pack. Carolina's Hunting. Cradle of Silent Earth, shiny foil. And a light magic stone. And a token. We have the Mimicking Beast. Castle of Astema. Prideful Mage. Table Manners. Castle of Carolina. Cradle of Scorching Heat. Olivia, Sky-Splitting Thunderbolt. See, again, the artwork's just a little bit different in this style than it has been for some others, but it's all so good and so colorful. The Graveyard of Amadeus, we saw that as a plain card earlier. Is that Mita Kura is the artist there. Light Magic Stone and a token, 100 life points. Belial's Hymn, Prideful Mermaid, a Graveyard Keeper in the Demonic World, Attendant of Asmodeus. Astema's Wrath. Astema's Wrath. Selective Decapitation. Marching of the Dead. These titles are just a little bit hard to read with my old eyes. And Astema's Fury. And the shiny. That one's a super rare. We have Fire Magic Stone. And a will coin. Castle of Belial. Castle of Beatrice. Beatrice's Curse. Fallen Angel of the Mark. Swarming Cthulhu. Graveyard of Amadeus. We just pulled that one as a foil. Imaginary Satan. Magic Crystal. Wow, that's a different layout. I haven't seen that yet. Just a rare. Our shiny is Fallen Angel of the Chasm. There's our Wind Magic Stone and 1,000 life points token. Are the shinies textured? I'll tell you on the next one, Brian. I don't believe that they are, but they do look really good. Fallen Angel of the Mark. Castle of Belial. Beatrice Curse. Wall of Terror. Cradle of the Crippling Despair. Swarming Cthulhu. Beatrice's Imagination. An Invisible Terror. So they are not textured. But they are almost like a selective shiny. And again, for those of you who are just coming in, the backs of these cards have a very cool spot varnish on the finish, on what is a kind of a textured back. So in this set, as I mentioned, there are 90... how many cards are there? There are 97 cards, and given that there are 36 packs, there's 360, so you get a lot of repeats. Stephen Penn, the backs do look very, very good. Thanks for joining us tonight. Castle of Beatrice, Prideful Mage, Belial's Hymn, Cradle of Biting Frost, Selective Decapitation, Castle of Carolina, Tears of Corruptions. Ooh, what's that? Archeron River of the Dead. What a very cool design. Whenever a resonator your opponent controls attacks, destroy it unless your opponent pays X, where X is the number of demonic worlds with different names you control. We have Darkness Magic Stone, and there's your will coin. Stephen, have you played Force of Will before? Belial's Favor, Invisible Terror, Hand of the Void, Cradle of Fleeting Hope, Imaginary Dagon. Not once. That's two of us. Or probably four of us, actually. Fallen Angel of Dusk. Can't read that one at all. Garyon. Actually, so this one is a Marvel rare. I'm going to put that one aside for a minute. Castle of Ostema. There's our Darkness Magic Stone and our token. Just going to send a little comment to our friends over on Discord. If I can find my mouse, let's do that. There we go. All right. As we were. Castle of Ostema, Castle of Beatrice, Prideful Mage, Belial's Hymn, Swarming Cthulhu, Selective Decapitation. We have Forkilius, Rebel Against Satan. Belial's Messenger. Check that. I love the art in this set. I'm going to keep saying it all day, but Light Magic Stone and Cthulhu. Right now I'm playing Varia, Fab, and Genesis. The Cthulhu look is appealing. There's the one I just pulled here. Stephen, the only game I'm really playing is Genesis. I got a good lesson in Magic last week on our episode looking at some of my old stuff. And I can understand the appeal for it. Obviously, it's one of the biggest games, or the biggest TCG, but I can understand why. It looks really interesting to play. Cradle of Biting Frost, The Mimicking Beast, Graveyard Keeper of the Demonic World, Phantasmal Friend, another Cthulhu in the back, Castle of Carlina, Cradle of the Crippling Despair, Banquet Demon. We haven't seen that guy yet. Hunting Angel. So getting to our thing about cost of playing cards. This one here costs 2 yellow and 2 generics. So you can you have to pay both those stones to play this card. And then a Fire Magic Stone. Some of the kind of the magnificent art style, there's certainly some similarities, I think, in the color and the brightness of how they pop. But I think that overall, it's definitely its own thing. Demon of Explosions. Attendant of Asmodeus. Prideful Fire. Prideful Mermaid. Cradle of Scorching Heat. Astema's Wrath. Wolfgang, Prince of Amadeus. Wolfgang Amadeus. Pointy Hat's Camouflage. I don't know, that's a big enough hat. I think you'd stand out in a crowd. Water Magic Stone. And Will Coin. I guess the new Lorcana set has come out too, eh, Brian? Flame of Oblivion. Belial's Favor. Revealing the Power of Salvation. Invisible Terror. Pointy Hat Camouflage. A Voice from the Void. Erythropa Bloodstone. It's a special magic stone. And I couldn't read this guy's name earlier. The Fourth Boon, Last Regrets, Black Tears. Darkness Magic Stone, and your token life points. Wall of Terror, Castle of Belial, Castle of Beatrice, Beatrice Curse, Black Rain, Swarming Cthulhu, Amadeus Holy Crystal, Mermaid of the Despairing Voice. That was pretty cool. We've got our Fire Magic Stone and 500 life points token. Well, we're more than halfway, I think, through the box. And I have to say, I'm quite impressed. Fallen Angel of the Mark. In a good way or bad way, looks like Lorcana. I think in a good way. In my opinion, Brian, you can chime in if you like. But as far as the color and the kind of magic goes about it, I think there's some similarities. Fallen Angel of the Mark, the Mimicking Beast, Castle of Astema, Prideful Mage, the Graveyard of Amadeus, Castle of Carolina, the 6 Boon Requiem Jewel. I don't think we've seen that one yet. Fallen Angel of Dusk, Water Magic Stone, and Angel Flying. Thanks for joining the Jumbaco. Jumbaco? How do you want to pronounce that? Jumbaco. You tell me. Thanks for coming over from Discord. The Mimicking Beast. Graveyard Keeper of the Demonic World. Phantasmal Fiend. Friend. Demon of Explosions. Cradle of Crippling Despair. Cradle of Scorching Heat. Asteri's Fury. Cradle of Crippling Despair as a shiny. Wind Magic Stone. And Life Points token. Prideful Fire. Revealing the Power of Salvation. I don't think we've seen that one yet. And that's just a normal rarity. Starving Dragon. Belial's Favor. Cradle of Crippling Despair. Pointy Hat Camouflage. A Grade Giant Pig. That's a rare. Every set needs some animals. And Corpse Eater Dragon is our shiny in this pack. Fire Magic Stone and a token. Nice to get some new faces in here today. We've got Invisible Terror, Hand of the Void, Cradle of Fleeting Hope, Raging Ogre, Imaginary Dagon, Black Rain. We have Brad Masked Mage, Raging Ogre as our shiny. It's kind of neat seeing as this is a new card for that set. Water Magic Stone, and our Will Coin. Flame of Oblivion. Guide to the Center of the Demonic World. Castle of Asmodeus. Fallen Angel of the Mark. Belial's Messenger. Graveyard of Amadeus. Fallen Angel of the Chasm. Oh, look at that. Asmodeus. It's a great looking shiny for this card, or this pack. Darkness Magic Stone. And our token. The Jumbico, you may be able to answer here. What's a JR? I know Super Rare, Marvel Rare, Ruler Rare. But what is a JR? Castle of Belial. Beatrice Curse. Wall of Terror. Table Manners. Fallen Angel of Dusk. Cradle of Silent Earth. Demon of Pride and Greed. We have a Black Rain as our shiny. Wind Magic Stone and token. Raging Ogre. Castle of Asmodeus. Cradle of Fleeting Hope. Starving Dragon. Belial's Messenger. Fallen Angel of Dusk. Prideful Rule. I don't think we've seen that one yet. Envious Dragon is our shiny. Wind Magic Stone and life points 100. We've got about 9 packs left. Thanks for joining in tonight. We have Guide to the Center of the Demonic World, Hand of the Void, Phantasmal Friend, Cradle of the Biting Frost, Imaginary Dagon, Cradle of Silent Earth, Violet Flame of Providence Distortion, Flame of Oblivion is our shiny, Light Magic Stone, and a Will Coin. Attendant of Asmodeus, Prideful Fire, Prideful Mermaid, Flame of Oblivion, Astema's Wrath, Pointy Hat Camouflage, Third Boon Persona Magic Mask. Don't think we've seen her yet. Beatrice's Imagination, Light Magic Stone, and that. So I think perhaps it's not with this set. Let me just double check something here. Oh yeah, there we are. So some of the rulers, I guess there's a ruler and a J ruler. So you got your ruler card, and then you've got another version of the ruler on the back. I'd forgotten about that as I was going through these, so I thought I'd bring that back up. Actually, Genesis Battle of Champions just announced a card in their new set that's coming up later this year that has a double-sided champion. I'm excited to see how that plays out. Castle of Asmodeus, Cradle of Fleeting Hope, Starving Dragon, Guide to the Center of the Demonic World, Fallen Angel of Dusk, Imaginary Dagon, Electo Unstoppable Fury, a Belial's Favor, and Water Magic Stone. Again, it's these shinies that just are so well done. Belial's Favor. There's what we just pulled as a shiny, as a foil. Revealing the Power of Salvation. Invisible Terror. Raging Ogre. A Voice from the Void. Belial's Messenger. The fourth boon, Last Regrets, Black Tears. Our shiny is Voice from the Void and Fire Magic Stone. Table Manners, Castle of Estina, Castle of Beatrice, Prideful Mage, Cradle of Silent Earth, the Graveyard of Amadeus, the first boon Excalibur Cassius Sword. We haven't seen that one yet. Olivia, Sky Splitting Thunderbolt. On a foil. Fire Magic Stone. And our token is 100 life points. You know, Brian, I have to say the same. The first thing I said when we started the stream tonight was that I'm not necessarily into manga or anime or that kind of art, but these ones are really, really outstanding. Demon of Explosions, Prideful Fire, Revealing the Power of Salvation, Starving Dragon, Black Rain, Voice from the Void, the fifth boon, Lightning Bolt, Bow, not Bolt, Bow. Our shiny is Selective Decapitation, Water Magic Stone, life points 100. Force of Will art has always been great. The artists they commission make bangers. Agreed. I can't say enough about the art for the set, really. Now, as I said, this is the only set I've seen for Force of Will, so I can't have any real comment about the rest of it. But judging that you came over from the Force of Will Discord, I'm assuming that you've had some experience with it and kind of speak to the quality and the history of the game. And this is a slightly older set as well, so I can only imagine it's done nothing but get better. Beatrice's Curse, Wall of Terror, Table Manners, Castle of Ostema, Cradle of Silent Earth, Swarming Cthulhu, Carolina's Storm. We got Prideful Fire as our foil today, Water Magic Stone, and 100 life points. There's so much Cthulhu happening. I'm glad I'm drinking water instead of beer this week. Our final three. We have Phantasmal Friend, Demon of Explosions, Attendant of Asmodeus, Prideful Fire, Black Rain, A Voice from the Void, a Megara, Jealous Fury, Shiny as Guide to the Center of the Demonic World, Darkness Magic Stone, and life points 500. Well, thanks for sticking around, everybody who came out to check it out. And for those of you who catch it later, thanks for watching. Feel free to comment. Let me know what you think of the cards and the art, and if there was one that stood out that you really liked. We have the Prideful Mermaid, Flame of Oblivion, Belial's Favor, Revealing the Power of Salvation, Astema's Wrath, Pointy Hat's Camouflage, Choir of Fallen Angels. Have we seen that one yet? Our foil is the Vergilius Rebel Against Satan, Wind Magic Stone, and 500 life points. Our final pack of Force of Will, the 7th. Let's see what we pull from this. I don't know about you, I've really enjoyed pulling these cards and seeing what's inside. We've got a Raging Ogre, Flame of Oblivion, Guide to the Center of the Demonic World, Castle of Asmodeus, Pointy Hat's Camouflage, Belial's Messenger, Envious Dragon. Our final foil will be the first boon, Excalibur Cassius Sword. Check it out. Wind Magic Stone, 500 life points. That is it for Force of Will today. It's there we go. I'm really impressed. Despite how I feel the cards in hand, once they're sleeved, I bet you they'd be totally fine. And I'm stoked to learn a little bit more about this stuff. So let us go back to... Hey, there we are. Yeah, so everybody, thanks for coming out tonight And let us know in the comments what other shows you'd like to, or what other cards rather you'd like to see on future shows. And click the dinger, hit the bell, subscribe, tell your friends about it, and join us every Sunday night. Usually I've got a co-host, Brian, who's been playing in the chat a little bit, but we'll be on every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Next week, we may be doing some Genesis, Battle of Champions, or looking at some more of the mid-90s Magic stuff that we found. I don't know, we have a bunch of stuff. Transformers, MetaZoo, Pokemon, you name it. We've got a bunch of stuff lined up, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Thanks, everybody.